Hey everybody, welcome to my first video. Um, I finally was able to purchase my dream car, so I figured I'd make some clips of working on it. I've fixed quite a bit of stuff already, but figured it'd be nice to put some stuff up there that I haven't seen. Obviously, things like this are readily available. However, it's something I had to do, so I wanted to make a clip about it. But this is my dream car. It's an '89 Grand Wagoneer, and I just wanted to put up some videos just in case I do anything that somebody might have a question about, or if I happen to work on it in a way that makes it easier or more understandable for other people. I wanted to do so, and yeah, it's a fun project, and a lot of the times I just use standard hand tools, especially in this job here, replacing the window flex track in this window that broke. But I do have quite a bit of mechanic experience. I was a mechanic for almost 9 years, so but I do have a love for showing people how to work on their own car, and I figured this would be a good way to do it. So on this here, again, just using regular hand tools right now. These flex tracks on these window regulators, they break all the time. If you have one of these Jeeps, you know about it. Even replacing it, I fully assume it's going to break again eventually, but getting it out of here is pretty straightforward. Just a couple bolts, unscrewing it from the window, and then sliding it out. I do take it inside and put it on my table here just to make it easier to work on, as well as film. I have a benchtop power supply, but all this can be done with it plugged into the vehicle. But as you can see there, it's very slow, very sluggish, which is not going to be very good for trying to lift a heavy window. So in the process of doing this track, I also decided to kind of go ahead and take the motor apart, at least the gears and stuff in it, clean them up, get that old grease off of it, and just make it run a little smoother, just so that I can make sure that I don't have too many issues going forward with the operation of this window motor. So here, I just tested again to see if I see any weak spots or teeth that might be ground down, but everything looked good. So I got those wheels out and just started scrubbing them down with some rubbing alcohol, and tons and tons of grease in between them, in those little springs that are in that spline. So I kind of scrubbed it really well, got as much of it out as I could. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is just what I had on hand. And again, I don't want to show cleaning something with a tool that somebody might not have. So alcohol and a toothbrush, I'm sure most people have in their home. So I did go through, clean both sides of this. I also clean inside of the motor housing itself, just getting all that old grease out of there. And then I actually go through, supply power to it, and let the spline rotate as I hold the brush to it, just to make sure that everything around it's clean, and there's no old grease up in there that's causing it to drag. So once everything goes back in, right now I put some white lithium grease, apply power to it again, and just looking at it this second time now after everything's clean, it's way faster. There's really no drag at all, and that's exactly what you want. So I move on to the track. Had a little bit of rust on it, so with these flex track systems, if there's any rust or divots or anything, it's going to slow that track down. So I just got a little wire wheel on my Dremel tool and started just kind of getting that rust off of there. This can be done with sandpaper or with a little wire hand brush. I just had the Dremel on hand, so I did that. Applied a little bit of polish with a polishing wheel just to smooth it out, but again, not fully necessary. You just want to make sure that rust is off of there. Wipe it down with some alcohol, And then we can start putting the track itself back on after we get the motor bolted back in and everything into place there. I also got the rust off of here. It applies to anything where there's moving parts. If there's rust where things can drag or hang up, we want to get that off of there. So now that everything is cleaned up, rust is off of everything, we can get it onto the track itself and kind of shove it as close as you can to the motor and then supply power to it. Again, you can do this in the car. Supply power to it to pull that track down into position. And supplying power here, you can see it just pull it down super quick, and then going back up, it is the same way. So got the drag out of it, which is going to help that window lift way easier. Then now that we apply some more grease, we can start putting it back in. And essentially, it's just the opposite of how it came out. Had to be careful of that bar that's for the door lock actuator. Kept wanting to go behind it, but little persuasion, and it kind of stayed where it should. So we slide it back in there, get all the bolts back into place, and make sure that the window's bolted to it, and then you can test it. In this video, I didn't go through and actually roll it up and down. Unfortunately, as I was working on it, the battery died in the car, but I was able to roll it up to where it was all the way up, but couldn't fully test it up and down during the recording of this video just due to the weak battery. But it did work great. Everything moves up and down smoothly. I sprayed some RV window and track lube down through the window tracks, again just trying to ease the strain of that motor, especially in these older cars. These things can get pretty expensive, so you want them to last as long as possible. But that is pretty much it. As I do more things on this car, I will record them, and hopefully you guys enjoy them, or hopefully it answers some questions. I have quite a few things that I've already done that I wish I would have recorded, things that just aren't out there, like fixing the vacuum actuator that's under the car, things that just don't exist. So going forward, I will do that, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you very much.